think this is up to date. And then you look down, and now you see a time series of how recently that record's chatter feed has been updated. So this is a JavaScript-based chart that shows you the number of chatter feed updates per day over the last 90 days. So in this case, on March 26th, on March 30th, and April 7th, there were updates to the chatter feed. And this is on the account, it's on the contact, and it's on the lead right now. But obviously it can be added to any object that has a chatter feed associated with it. And you can hover over it and show you the exact number. Now, since it's JavaScript based, it means that it also works in the iPad. So here's the iPad simulator, and it shows the chart that shows up. So if it was Flash, it would appear, but because it's JavaScript based, it actually appears on the iPad.
Uses HTML5?
Yes, so this is using HighCharts, which if it's in an HTML5 browser, it uses HTML5, otherwise it sort of does it with hardcore JavaScript stuff. But if it can use HTML5, it will. Cool.
So it's sums of feed posts on leads?
On any record.
On any record.
In this particular record, we're looking at a contact.
How would I use that?
You would use it if you were a sales rep and you just wanted to see, well, this contact I'm looking at, is it from this quarter or is it from last quarter? If there haven't been any feed updates for the last 3 months, you say, oh, well, geez, I don't need to care about this record.
Relevance.
Exactly. Or you can actually see if you have a record that has a peak at a certain time, then there's probably something interesting that happens in that period for that record. And then you can potentially see trends over accounts over time, maybe around renewal dates, the chatter traffic goes up. And it just sort of can give you a heartbeat about that record, about the amount of activity happening around an individual record over time.
So what do you have a hook to? You got it to contacts, accounts, opportunities?
Right now I have it contacts, leads, and accounts, but it's really easy to add it to opportunities or any object that has a chatter feed associated with it. So I just added it to the page layout, and then there is a controller that extends the standard object controller to actually be able to pull that individual records data into here. And then obviously the extension as well is for one of these individual bars to be able to click on that bar and go into a separate page to actually see the updates from that day. I haven't written that right now, but because it's JavaScript based instead of Flash based, you can actually build in the HTML hooks into the individual elements, whereas with Flash it would be actually really, really difficult. So using JavaScript charts gives it a lot richer user interface than you would get ordinarily with a charting library.
Work for Apple?
I don't. HighCharts actually isn't from Apple, but in general, JavaScript libraries are a much better way to go for better interfaces for charting libraries.
That's a nice pad emulator too.
Cool.
Is there, if you had a touchscreen, would it work on that as well? I haven't seen the emulator yet.
Well, they don't make.
Yeah, they don't.
No, that's right. The iMac will soon.
Yeah, so cool. But you can do. I don't know about the iPad simulator, but I know in the iPhone and simulator you can do some actual
you can do
drag and drop stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it may depend. Maybe not in Safari, but in your own apps you can do it. But yeah, so.
Cool.
What's the name of the app?
JavaScript library awesomeness.
Awesome name.
JavaScript library.
I mean, chatter awesomeness.